What on earth have I just watched? I'm a West Ham fan. My name is Mikes, and welcome to another video. I do match reactions on other games as well. And I just watched Chelsea beat Tottenham 4-1. And usually when you look at a 4-1, you look at, a battering and a one-sided game. But I genuinely don't understand what the fuck I have just watched. I am very confused. Where the hell do we start? I looked at the starting lineup. I thought Nicholas Jackson versus Van der Ven and Romero. Yeah, it's not looking good. For Chelsea, I guess Gallagher has played well, but I guess if you put him on Maddison or Basuma, maybe that could have been a tactic. But it didn't. That didn't result, really. It didn't result to that. We'll talk about everything in a second. But 2 red cards, a penalty, 2 disallowed goals, or 3, 4? Who knows at this point? That's one of the best games I've watched in the Premier League in the last 5 years. It has to be like at least top 10. It's one of the most entertaining games I've probably watched in general. Because it was so weird. Chelsea and Tottenham, it's probably still not the best Chelsea-Tottenham game. I think it's still always going to be that 2-2, pardon me, that 2-2 game. The game that Leicester won the league. But, wow, okay. I have to say, my man of the match, I know he conceded 4 goals, but Vicario for Tottenham, every time I've watched this guy, he's been sensational. You're always going to have a little mistake when you have a goalkeeper trying to play out from the back, trying to take risks and stuff like that. But he was cool, calm and collected, really, for most part, even with his injury that he ended up picking up. But what I will say is he deserves a lot of credit. A lot of credit. And I feel like Tottenham managed to still create chances and still play well whilst being 4-1 down. There's the only negatives that is mad. Like, I know you can see the 4 goals, it's mad. But the only negatives you can look at is Romero and a doggy. I keep calling him a doggy. A doggy. Wow. What a game of football, though. Like, what a game. It was just mental. Like, it was like the first 25 minutes was just everything was happening. I couldn't keep up with what was going on. And there was so many decisions, and I've not seen VAR come into play so much. I think it had about 7 like VAR decisions that it needed to make. How Romero wasn't sent off in the first place for kicking Colwell. Interesting. Levi Colwell just lost his head. But Romero completely messes up and just so it's a blatant red card. And in my opinion, you see those Chelsea goals that were disallowed from Caicedo, like you see them a lot. And I think it was a bit harsh that it wasn't given, but they ended up scoring a penalty. But that just summed up the game, really. And how do we say this? I think before going into the game, I thought Tottenham would wipe the floor with Chelsea. I didn't expect this to happen. I don't think anybody did. I don't think anybody should have expected that to happen, to be honest with you. And the reason why, well, oh man, I'm just lost for words. I'm lost for words. But the amount of bad luck you have to have in one game. Fair enough, the 2 red cards is all on you. But Maddison got injured. Van der Ven got injured. The 2 centre-backs that were playing so well for Tottenham, Van der Ven and Romero, they've been sensational all season. But unfortunately for Van der Ven, because he's playing so high up and his whole game is going to be based on recovery pace, that's gonna have, you're gonna feel that in your hamstring. You're gonna feel that anyway. And Christian Romero, wow, he is a good player. He is a good defender. Like, I won't get that past him. I actually rate him, but he has these moments. And Tottenham fans were doing it a lot where, yeah, the centre-backs that he was playing up against allowed him to not be as calm and cool and collected. And he's been quite calm. But this guy, like, if you can stay calm enough for a World Cup, in a World Cup campaign, and have the ability to win a World Cup, why can't you do it for a Premier League game? Like, the World Cup is the pinnacle. You've won the World Cup. You should be able to still... I know he's still young for a centre-back, but you still, like, got to have the experience to just be settled within yourself to play a London derby with passion and aggression and fight, but control it. You got to control it. And I thought Pedro Porro played well for them today. I thought Bissouma did have his best game, but he still stuck in there. I think we could have had more from like someone like an Enzo Fernandez. I don't know whether he came off and it looked like he came off injured. I think we could have had more from Enzo Fernandez. Cole Palmer again. This guy just cannot lose the ball, can he? He did just like every time you see him, most of the time he just doesn't lose the ball. Nicholas Jackson still had a shit game for someone who scored a hat-trick. The chances this guy was missing, I was like, I was more surprised that he actually scored the chances that he got rather than the chances that he missed. I still thought he was bad, but listen, that would give him a whole lot of confidence for the future for him to score a hat-trick, and you've got to give credit where it's due, of course, but it doesn't mean he had a great game. Raheem Sterling as well, I thought, by the way, don't let that Adogi red card overshadow the fact that Raheem Sterling completely messed up a 3v2. And for someone that's so experienced, you've got to make decisions better like that, because he always plays like he's just coming through the academy. He's just come through from the academy. He's a breakthrough prospect, to put in Football Manager terms. And I didn't see anything from Chelsea that was good enough, to be honest. I don't think it's sustainable. Unfortunately, they're above my team, West Ham, now, and you'd hope with logic that we'd beat Nottingham Forest and they lose to Man City. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. What I also think is that Tottenham could probably take a bit more positives from this, but they probably need to hope that Maddison and Van der Ven aren't out for a long time. I still think that hinders them. But they will still create chances. They will still win games. They will still play well. They just won't play to the maximum that they've played so far. And it's one of the most mental games of football that I've watched over recent years. Heung-min Son still could have scored. He still could have made it 2-2. Like, imagine Eric Dyer was onside for that. Eric Dyer came on and he actually didn't do anything bozo-ish, which is good for him. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg came on and pretty much played as a centre-back. Did quite well because Adogi was sent off. Emerson Royale played centre-back and left-back, two positions that he's not really familiar with. He didn't do bad either. They all just stuck in there, and the fact that it took so long for Chelsea to break it down, like they were being so predictable. Like Tottenham were playing really well with the high line; they were playing extremely well, but Chelsea were playing so one-dimensional that it didn't help them. And the fact that it took that long is, you can tell that they're a big work in progress. If they're going to stick with Pochettino, and he doesn't go on another run of shit games and fails to win again, then yeah, they'll be okay. I can't remember who else. They lost to Brentford last week, but they're going to come up against teams that are going to defend for their lives, and they don't know how to break them down. And even when Pochettino has even admitted it himself, it's kind of worrying to see as a manager. And the things Pochettino's been saying over the past few weeks, especially, has been a bit weird. But that's my opinion on the game. There could have been a lot more to talk about. This could have been double the size, but I'm going to watch Monday Night Football and see what Sturridge and Carragher have to say. Make sure to like the video. I'm on the road to 200 subscribers, so if you want to subscribe, that would mean a lot. My social medias are GVO Mikes on Twitter, Instagram, and I've just done a TikTok where I'll be uploading like I do on YouTube Shorts. I won't be uploading all the weird stuff that people do on TikTok. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys another time. Goodbye.